What's going on YouTube? You're watching Fixed by Shaq, and in this video I'm gonna quickly show you how to create a bootable macOS Sonoma install drive in here, right? This can be a pen drive, an external hard disk, or any other disk that you wish to turn into a bootable macOS Sonoma external drive so you can actually install the operating system on a MacBook which doesn't boot up. Okay, we're talking about a MacBook which is corrupted or which doesn't have any operating system running on it, which is commonly known as a dead MacBook because it doesn't turn on. And the only way to recover it, to install a fresh new operating system, is through the recovery menu by using an external bootable disk with operating system to be loaded into your MacBook device. Hey, my name is Shaq, and in this channel I help you fixing tech related issues. So if you're into tech content, consider subscribing here to the YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to download macOS Sonoma on a MacBook which is working fine, of course, and then how to prepare your USB pen drive and turn it into a bootable disk, and then be able to connect this disk into a computer like this one, which is corrupted, which doesn't have any software, so you can install the fresh operating system into your MacBook and solve all the issues. And the coolest part about this is that throughout the installation process, you do not need to be connected to the internet to download the operating system. This is one of the most complex situations because if your internet is slow, sometimes the download gets cancelled. So if you're able to download it prior, put it on a disk, this will make it easier for you to install the operating system into your MacBook. Now, please note that in order for this to work, you need to have a pen drive with minimum 16 gigabytes of storage. In my case, I've got in here this disk USB with 64 gigabytes, so you need to have minimum of 16 gigabytes in order for this to work. Now, without any further ado, let's jump straight into the tutorial. So here we go, we're now here in our MacBook, and the very first thing we need to do in here is to actually go straight into your internet browser on your MacBook. In my case, I'm running Google Chrome. If you're running, for example, Safari, open up Safari. If you're running Opera Mini or any other browser, do not worry, this works on any browser. Next up, we need to head to this web page in here, which is the official Apple supports web page from where we're going to download the operating system. Now, do not worry because the link to this exact same page is down in the description box below. So all you need to do is just tap in the link in the description box below and you'll be brought straight to this web page in here, which I'm looking at. Next up, what you need to do in here is simply scroll down all the way to this area where we've got use the App Store heading in here. So once we're here, we're going to see a bunch of operating systems in here, and we need to select the one that we wish to install, right? So in my case, we want to download Sonoma. So what we need to do is simply tap once on Sonoma and then tap on Open App Store. In a few seconds, your App Store should launch up and you'll be able to see here the option to download macOS Sonoma officially from Apple server in the App Store. So I would definitely recommend you guys to download it from the App Store because this is the best source to download it from. You're actually downloading an official copy straight from Apple servers themselves. So next up, we're gonna tap here on Get, okay? And then this new window should pop up. Next up, you'll see this prompt which says, are you sure you want to download macOS Sonoma 14.7.4? Simply tap on download and the download should now start. Now, depending on your internet speed, this should take a while. It can take you like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, all the way to 5 minutes if you have a really fast internet. In my case, it's asking me for 40 minutes because my internet connection is not that fast, okay? So what you need to do now is just sit back, relax, and wait for a couple minutes. Here we go, the download process is now complete. And next up, what happens is, for example, in my case, I've gotten here this pop-up which says this installer cannot be used from the version of macOS you are running. Do not worry if you have a pop-up that looks just like mine. This is because as soon as you download something from the App Store, your computer will immediately try to install it as soon as the download completes, right? So in my case, of course, this operating system cannot be installed in this specific computer because I'm running a much newer operating system. But since we do not wish to install it in this computer, we just want to load it into an external disk to install it on a different laptop. Do not worry, simply tap here on quit and then close the system preferences, close the App Store, and also close the browser as well. Next up, the next thing we're going to do in here is to actually connect the USB pen drive that we wish to turn into a bootable macOS Sonoma install drive. Here we go. I've just connected my disk and this is my pen drive right here. Next up, we're going straight to the spotlight here at the top right corner, and then we're going to search for disk utility, right? Here we go, disk utility, double tap on disk utility. Next up, you'll be able to see here at the left a list of disks, okay? So you want to go straight to external tab in here, which is right here. Everything under external is every device that you connect to your MacBook from an external source. So you want to make sure that under external you find your external disk. In my case, it's SanDisk right here. Do not mess around with these disks here in internal or any other disks that you see here in your disk utility. So once you're here, what you need to do is basically format or erase all content from your disk. Now, if you have any important information that you have stored in your pen drive, I would recommend you to immediately back up before erasing the disk, as this will delete all information in your external disk. Once you select SanDisk, in my case it's SanDisk here as an external disk, we're going to tap here on erase and make sure that the format is set to macOS Extended Journaled. Simply tap on erase and the process will start. This should take you a couple seconds depending on how full your disk is. Here we go, the process is now complete. I'm going to tap here on done and then I'm going to close disk utility. Now, once this done, we're going back to the spotlight search at the top right corner. But now we're going to search for applications. Okay, here we go. Double tap on this folder. And then once you're here in applications, you'll be able to see all installed softwares that are actually downloaded to your specific MacBook. In our case, we want to search for macOS Sonoma. It's the app, we can say, that we've just downloaded, the installer app. So here we go, macOS Sonoma. You want to right click on it, tap on show package contents. Next up, double tap on contents, double tap on resources, and you want to search for a file known as create install media. Now be careful, you want to search for this one that only has create install media and nothing else. For example, this one has create install media.dylib. It's not this one, it's this one right here. Next up, let's keep our Finder window here aside. We're going back to the spotlight search, which is our best friend in today's video. And now we're going to search here in the spotlight search for terminal. Okay, so we're gonna open up terminal app in here by double tapping on it. And terminal allows us to run commands manually here to perform a specific task in our MacBook device, right? Let me quickly increase the font here of terminal by tapping on Command Plus, just to make it more visible to you guys. And next up, what we're gonna do here is basically type the following command. This is a very simple command, but you need to type it carefully, okay? sudo space. Next up, we're going back to the Finder in here, and then we're going to drag this file create install media and drop it here in terminal. So hold it, drag it all the way to terminal and release it here in terminal. Once you release, you'll be able to see this path here of the create install media brought up here to the terminal. Next up, you want to type --volume space. We're going back to Finder, and then we'll tap here on SanDisk, which is the disk pen drive that we've connected. Next up, right click on SanDisk or your disk, tap on show in enclosing folder, and you'll be able to see your disk right here. Now what you want to do is the same thing, drag and release it here in terminal, and then you'll be able to have the path of the SanDisk or of your external pen drive as well. Once this is done, we're going straight to terminal and tap on enter or return on your keyboard. Tap on enter, it's going to ask you for your password. Let me type in my password. and then tap on enter. Okay, now do not worry, because as you type your password might not show in here as if you're not pressing any key. Do not worry, simply type it, it's invisible, and then tap on enter. Next up, it's going to ask you whether you really want to continue with the installation. Simply type the letter Y and tap on enter again. And the process of erasing the disk all the way to creating the bootable macOS installation drive will start in a few seconds. Here we go. The process has now started, and all we need to do is just to wait for a couple minutes and let our MacBook do its thing. Here we go. We're now at 90% and the process is almost done. Let's wait for a couple more minutes. And now we're at 100%, as you can see in here. The process is almost done. Let's wait for a couple more seconds. A few configurations are actually being applied to our disk to be recognized as a bootable disk whenever we connect it into our MacBook device. So let's wait for a couple more seconds. And now everything is complete. As you can see, we've got in here this last response from our terminal saying that install media now available at volumes install macOS Sonoma. The disk is now ready to be booted, and as you can see here, the name of the disk also changed to install macOS Sonoma. And when we open up the pen drive, we've got in here the installation ready to be run as a bootable macOS Sonoma install disk. Next up, let's move into our MacBook to install macOS Sonoma as an external bootable drive. So now let's move into the process of installing the operating system here into our MacBook through the external bootable macOS drive in here. So what we need to do is make sure that our computer is turned off, and then once it's turned off, we want to connect the external drive, which is this pen drive in my case, to our MacBook. Okay, in my case, I've got in here a MacBook that only supports Type-C ports, and I have a USB-A device in here. So I'm going to be using this USB-C to USB-A adapter in here. I'm going to connect it here and then connect it into my MacBook. Here we go. I'm now connected. If you have a MacBook which supports USB-A and you have a USB-A like mine, you can also connect it directly into your MacBook as well. That's also fine. So once you have it connected, you want to turn on by tapping once on power, and then you want to press and hold the option key here at the inferior left corner of your MacBook. You want to press and hold it until you see the option to boot up from a different disk on your MacBook. Now, if you have a much newer MacBook, such as the M chip models like MacBook M1, M2, or M3, the process is a bit different. You do not press and hold the option key. You just press and hold the power button for a few seconds, let's say 5 to 7 seconds, until you see the option to boot up from another disk. Once you see the option, you're gonna release the power button. In my case, since I have an Intel MacBook, I'll go with the option key. This is how it goes. Tap once on power, press and hold option. First time is there, keep on pressing the option key, and boom, here we go. Release the key as soon as you see here this option to select where you want to boot from. This is very easy and simple. As you can see in here, we've got two options, Macintosh HD, and at the right we've got install macOS Sonoma. So I want to boot from macOS Sonoma, and to go left or right, you just use your arrow keys here in your keyboard to go left or go right. Left, right, left, right. So we'll go with install macOS Sonoma, tap on enter. Next up, you just need to complete the wizard by tapping on next, agree the terms and conditions, and then finalize the installation here on your MacBook, and then log in, set up a new user, set up your iCloud, and you'll be good to go with a fresh new macOS Sonoma installed here in your MacBook. Thank you so much for making it till the end of the video, and if you find my content useful here on YouTube, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a comment down below, and like the video. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll make sure I reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching Fixed by Shaq, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.